framed by the statue.
Hey everybody. So this is the first time that I am going live. I am using my camera. I'm using my computer microphone, like everything from my computer. I didn't get anything. Yeah, I just wanted to test it out to see how it's going. So yeah, I'm just here. I announced it over on Instagram a couple of days ago and then put a reminder today, but I'm not sure because of the time. I'm not gonna raise my hands because of the time. I'm in Pacific Standard Time, so this is 12 o'clock lunchtime. I might change the time later on if you are not able to be here, but you want to like chime in the comments, see maybe when it's a better time for you. The whole point of today is that if you haven't found maybe a time to read, or you want to start scheduling maybe time to read with friends, or with a community, this is perfect. Like, this is lunchtime. I have a little bit of a cold, so sorry about that. This is lunchtime for a lot of people. So I think we can just get together every Tuesday and read for a little bit, for about an hour together while we eat lunch, maybe do an activity, maybe do a craft, and talk a little bit about what we are up to. And then after like about a couple of minutes of chatting, we can go ahead and start like our reading in silence. I'll probably put on my headset and mute myself, and just you can put on music and background music and go ahead and read your book or listen to your audiobook, and just know that someone else is here with you, or other people are here with you, keeping you company, so you don't feel like so alone in your reading time. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing today. So why don't we talk a little bit first about what I'm reading. So this is a video that is gonna come up in a couple of weeks. I don't know, I'm not sure, maybe this weekend or the next one, because I'm behind with my February wrap up. That's the video that's gonna come out this week, definitely. And I'm doing another video that is book, like book talk, booktube, famous books or authors that I think I'm gonna hate. So I picked a couple of books. I'm not gonna tell you which ones they are, so you can go ahead and watch the video when it comes out. So you will be a little bit surprised. But one of those books is the one that I'm actually reading today. So I'm gonna show it to you and maybe tell you a little bit about where I'm at. So can't believe I'm doing this. I swear. Okay. Backstory. I thought that I was never gonna read this book, not because I think it's bad or not any shame on anybody who likes it or anything, but it's not really my thing. Um, and yeah, definitely not my thing, not my preferred type of genre, just the genre, but not like the subgenre, I guess. And also some of the content is not like my type of reading, what I normally read. But it's super popular. And if you guys don't know, I also have like a local small business, Views Bookshop, and it's online. And I just go ahead and find books, and I sell them over there to people in the community. And I also find books and put them on little free libraries around in my community and all that. The thing is, I found these books for the shop, and I wasn't planning on reading it, because it is a series, and I wanted to get like a full set. I was selling the two that I have found, but they're not like consecutive, and so some people wanted just one or the other. And so I was planning on just finding a full set, and once I had the full set, selling the full set. But when I thought of this video, I thought, well, maybe that's a good idea to read that one since I already have it right here. And that book is A Court of Thorns and Roses. Wait, let me give it up. Yeah, so here it is. So why isn't this my thing? I love fantasy. Like, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. If you guys know me, if you guys have seen any of my videos or some of my shorts, they're all like, well, some of them are Lord of the Rings. um uh they have content of Lord of the Rings. I do have a shelf full of Lord of the Rings, like toys and things and books and audiobooks and all that. So anywho, I do like fantasy, but I like more like that type of fantasy, or I like more middle grade fantasy, things like that. This is definitely adult fantasy, and I actually never read anything about like fairies or anything of that world. And I saw someone recommending this Hollow Vows, or just saying that it was like good, cute, and I saw it on a library sale, so I decided to buy it. Kept it on my shelf for like 6 months, and then I read it in January and loved it so much. Uh, it is a little bit smutty, but I don't think it's like that much. And I automatically like got the audiobook, and I finished the duology. So I really liked it. It has its things that obviously I don't like. It feels very YA at some moments, and then very adult at others. So it's a little confusing. I'm not sure the genre of that one. Um, but anyways, I did like it. So I thought maybe, like, I was pretty sure I was gonna hate this one from what everybody was telling, like staying online. Not that it was bad, but it's just simply that it's not like my genre. Like, I've never read anything about fairies. Romantasy is not something that I'm necessarily looking for. I don't even like contemporary romance. I like Regency romance, like from Jane Austen. Um, so I wasn't sure if it was like my thing. So I was pretty sure I was gonna hit it. I'm about 60% in. I have about 3 hours left of the book. I'm listening to the audiobook as well as having like the book with me. And I kind of like the world building, I guess. I kind of like the way they're setting up. This is definitely like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and you can tell that this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. And I'm not sure if the intent was to be a series from the beginning, or just a standalone, and then it was popular and then became like a series. But you can see, I can clearly picture like the Disney Beauty and the Beast, like beat almost beat by beat, but just obviously change the characters and all that. I'm liking like the setting. I'm liking like the differences, obviously, like the fairy world and like how they are, because they're not like this. Whenever people say fairy, although I know they're not fairies, they're elves, but I think of like Lord of the Rings, Arwen, Elrond, all that, Legolas. I feel like it's gonna be something like that, and in this case obviously it's not. Is And also in this Hollow Vows, they seem like more beautiful and things like that. And in here they are described as that, but also like they have all these monstrous like characteristics, like the fangs and the claws and the tail. Like, what's up with that? So all that, it's a little bit, it's like a, and she even says it is like a gargoyle, like a monster. So I'm so that's where I can see like the Disney Beauty and the Beast thing. um so I'm liking that part. I'm liking how they're setting up the different worlds, because I have read the previous book. I think I kind of know about how this type of subgenre works, of like fair romantasy and fairies, of like different fairy kingdoms fighting for power and all that. So I kind of get the gist of that, and yeah, I guess it's sort of like a formula that I'm glad I became familiar with. So I'm liking that. What I'm not understanding, and that's fine, like, and obviously we already have like a little bit of smut in it, and that's fine also. Like, it's not too graphic right now. I know I think it gets worse and worse as the series goes on. I think for now it's like fine, but I don't feel like that relationship has developed. Like, there's no, it's not insta love because it is not. They obviously is enemies to lovers, but there's no reason to do that switch. Like, the things that they tell us or the way they set it up, I don't feel like it's enough to make that switch so fast. They haven't explained anything, and I guess that homemade thing is gonna come into play later on, and that's why they're together. But I feel like that's like a lazy excuse, like, to not develop the relationship, and that's why I don't like even regular, like, contemporary romance when they don't develop that relationship. So that's something that I'm not liking. So am I hating it? No. Like, I thought I was gonna hate it. No. Am I loving it? No. I think I'd rather there have this hollow vows, because you have a backstory with the relationship, so you know how it's developed, and you have two books to develop one other relationship. So yeah, I feel like it's a little, it's not insta love, but the switch, it's really fast, and there's not a lot of explanation to, like, why or how or when or all that. A couple of things, but not really. So yeah, this is the book that I'm gonna be continue to, I think right now I'm gonna listen to it because I'm gonna be eating my lunch, and then I'm probably gonna do an activity while I listen. So let me show you that lunch that I've got. And if you're not watching this live and you're just watching this at another time, feel free to just join for lunch, dinner, breakfast, wherever, and just take this time for you to read whatever you want. So what I prepared for myself is a little bit of white rice, and this is a, like, tuna croquette, I guess, but like a big one. And I put a little bit of spicy mayo on top. So that's what I'm gonna be eating. I have my Coke here, my Buffy the Vampire Slayer glass thing here with my Coke, and I'm gonna go ahead and start listening to, I guess, A Court of Thorns and Roses on my audiobook. If you're wondering, I'm using Storytel in order to listen to this particular book. I use Storytel and Everand as like apps where I can find audiobooks and ebooks. You, it's a membership, and you just go ahead and pay your membership monthly, and it's sort of like a library. They lend you certain books, and then you have the ability to save certain books, and then you have access to, again, certain books. Some of them are like free range the whole time, the whole month. Some of them are not, and you have like a certain amount of books that you can access from certain categories. So yeah, more like a library if you guys don't know it. That's Storytel and Referent. In this one, I'm listening to it on Storytel. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing that. And I'm gonna eat a little bit, and then I might do an activity. I think I'm gonna listen and eat for about 15 minutes, and then, or maybe until like it's 12:30. Yeah, and then I'll come back, and maybe we can do an activity together. So if you're joining me at another time, this would be a perfect time for you to set up your reading time. And yeah, let's go ahead and start reading together. If you guys want to put on music, I know that sometimes people put on music here because it's the first time that I'm doing this. I'm not sure how to do that, or if it's gonna be copyrighted later on, so I just rather not do that. And yeah, just listen to your audiobook or put on your ambient music and read your book, and let's go ahead and read together. And don't forget to put on the comments what you're reading and what you're eating. So I'll see you in a little bit. Hey everybody, so I'm back a little bit. I was trying to find my place in the book, but I am able to find it. So this is what's left of the book that I'm also listening to. So I don't know if you guys do this, but I tend to, if I have the physical copy, to go ahead and listen and read at the same time. It goes a little bit faster. If there are words that I don't know how to pronounce, I like that I have the audio, especially with fantasy, where they have like more vocabulary and obviously more words that have been invented for the world. So yeah, I was saying before that this feels very much like a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and yeah, you can definitely see that bit by bit with the story of this particular book. Um, so yeah, if you're just joining, I was saying that I'm doing this week a vlog where I'm trying to read books that I think I'm gonna hate, not necessarily bringing shade to anyone who loves them, simply because I don't think it's like my type of book, based on the genre that I usually read, based on the tropes that I usually like. But again, I'm liking the world, I guess. Liking, not I guess, I'm liking the world. I'm liking the familiarity because it feels like a retelling. So I do like that. I'm a very visual person, so I can, if I can follow the story bit by bit based on like Beauty and the Beast, like I said, I like that. I feel like I have a map, a roadmap. What I didn't like was the romance necessarily, because I felt like it was too quick. Like I didn't feel like it had a reason to develop um so strongly. So that part I didn't necessarily vibe with. But other than that, like I said, because of what people have said, that I didn't think I was gonna like it based on the amount of smut that people say it has. It hasn't had that much. Maybe like two scenes in this particular book. I don't know if it gets more graphic as it goes on, but in this particular book, maybe like two scenes, and it wasn't horrible. So I mean, it's not like the whole book. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like a regular fantasy, then yeah, regular fantasy book. So yeah, I'm finding it okay. I'm liking it. I'm not hating it. I'm not loving it. I'm liking it. But I think it's, yeah, it's like a successful read enough for me to keep on going. I haven't been bored or anything. Um, so yeah, I think that right now what I'm gonna do is I am gonna go ahead and keep on listening. And while I do that, and you guys keep on listening also to your book, or keep on reading, because I don't want to keep on interrupting you. Let me move um, my plate over there. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take one of my posters for the books that I've been reading in 2025, and I'm gonna start filling it in and coloring it because I haven't done that. So I created this poster. This is Spanish, and just printed it out. And I'm gonna go ahead and start filling it in with the books that I have read so far. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself again, and I'm gonna keep on listening to the book while you guys go ahead and read your own book. And let me just go ahead and also save my space on my book right there. Hey everyone. So hopefully you're making a little bit of a dent in your book. Whatever you are reading, don't forget to put in the comments what you are reading. I'm gonna go ahead and use this pen to write the books that I have read here on my poster. This is where I am keeping track of the books that I'm reading. I use the same trackers as everyone, like online and all that, but I also always like to do like a physical one, just to have like around for whatever reason. So yeah, I did a little bit of a dent on my book. Definitely, I think I was right at the part where the explanation on how the love came to be so quick was about to come. For those of you who have already read it, and if you just joined us or if you skipped a little bit, I'm reading A Court of Thorns and Roses for a blog that I'm doing about books that I think I'm not gonna like, or books that I think I'm gonna hate. And this was one of them because the genre, the subgenre, and the tropes are not necessarily ones that I gravitate towards, and sometimes are some of the ones that I don't really like. That's what I assume I was gonna hate it, not because it was popular, not because of the smut or the way it's written, um, simply because the topics or the tropes, or the well, a trope would be considered a way it's written, is not necessarily something that I enjoy that much. But actually liking it, and the my only qualms with it was the fact that I felt that the relationship, even though it's not insta love, that when it progressed too fast. Right now, I just heard an explanation on why that was, and makes sense. And also keep in mind that this is definitely a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I find it odd that people don't comment on that more often when I see videos about these books. I don't know if it's something that people are not talking about anymore. People don't want to make that comparison, or because it's already a pretty long series. Like the comparison stopped at book one, and then it kind of went on its own story, because that happens a lot, that writers have one book that it's a retelling or inspired by something else, it grows into a series, and then it goes in on a tangent, and that's fine because you're creating your own world, your own universe. But definitely this first one is Beauty and the Beast, beat by beat. So yeah, I'm right there. And like I said before, I'm still liking it, not loving it. It's probably not gonna be one of my all-time favorites, but I'm definitely liking it, and I'm glad I gave it a chance, and I wasn't like super judgmental about it. If you guys don't know, I try and read pretty diversely, and that's not just talking about like diverse authors, also diversifying my genre, maybe things that I'm not comfortable with. So yeah, I'm glad I am still listening to it. I still have a long ways to go. I think I still have like 3 hours left of the audiobook, and I also have the physical book here with me. Let me go ahead and grab it. It's full of markers right now because I was doing um, the poster that I just showed you. And yeah, I have my book right here. Uh, that's all I have left. So I'm almost done with it. It's going by pretty quickly. Also, I think that's one of the benefits of these books, that it doesn't feel like such a drag. Some books you have to force yourself to finish. This one, I'm not forcing myself to finish. I think it's going pretty fast, and it's not a super thin book. It's not super long, but it's not super thin. So yeah, I think that pacing is pretty good. Um, so yeah, I think the rest of my thoughts are gonna be shared once I finish the book and I see what I think about it. Um, for now, sorry about that. Decided to do this right at this moment. Um, for now, I think it's okay. I think for now I would give it a 3 stars. I guess we'll see how it ends to see if that is gonna go up. I'm gonna bump it up a bit. So let me know in the comments what you guys are reading. If you guys have any books that you think you might hate, and maybe this is an idea for you to give it a go, to give it a try. I think that's a good challenge for yourself to read differently, read diversely. Again, not just read diverse authors and topics, but also genres and things like that. I do have to say that these books that I pick are not necessarily diverse books, but they are different from what I'm used to. Um, they are very different from usual books that I read. So it is a challenge for me, but it's a lot of fun. I already read one and I liked it more than I thought. Like I gave it 4 stars, and this is the second one. So far it is a success. If I can find new authors, that's great. Obviously, because this is just one book per author, I'm not gonna find like a favorite author right now. I would have to read like more to see if it would become a favorite one. But second book, and it's looking successful. So yeah, let me know if there are any books that you think that you might hate, that you're not sure if you want to give a chance or not. And also let me know in the comments what are you reading. I'm still working on my TBR for uh this year. Obviously, I have my TBR for March already on my Instagram. If you guys want to go follow me over there, it's at the bookish floor, just like here. All my social media is the same. I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on um, Instagram, TikTok. Where else am I? Everywhere where you'll find like bookish content, I'm right there. So yeah, if you guys want to follow that and see my March TBR, that would be great. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start writing the books, and I think because of the size, like not all of the book titles are gonna fit. Like for example, the first one that I read is The Mountain Is You, and obviously this space is super small, so I just put mountain, and obviously I'm gonna know that that's The Mountain Is You. The next one is This Hollow Vows. That one's gonna be a difficult one, so I think I'm just gonna put vowels, and obviously I'm gonna know which one it is. And then I read This Twisted Bond, so I'm gonna put bonds in the next one. So do you guys use a like a physical tracker also to it's raining? Do you guys use a physical tracker to track the books that you are reading per year? I think this is like a fun activity to do whenever you can. And right on time it started raining. I actually wasn't sure if I was gonna able to do this live because whenever it rains like really badly, we lose power. And yeah, we have scheduled rain for like the next week. So I think this is perfect timing to stop to save my battery on all my devices. To thank you for joining me today on our first Read With Me lunch live. This is gonna be a place where any one of you can come and join and eat lunch with me if you want to, and just spend a little bit of time together and read. This is the whole purpose of this time, is for us to set up like a schedule for us to read together like once a week. We don't have to talk or anything. I can just talk once in a while, and you can just read your book, listen to your book, and do an activity or eat your lunch. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Remember that you have like all the ways that you can support my channel right there on that description. And don't forget to put all the information in your comments of what you're reading right now. If you join live or if you join later, you're planning on joining next Tuesday at noon Pacific Standard Time. I'll be here every Tuesday, just waiting for you to come and join. Remember, everybody, to keep reading and keep blooming, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.